Howdy, howdy, this is Crafty Grinding back again with an Arena Cutoff video for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today I'm going to cover round 1 predictions for the new Hulk and Nebula arenas. So the first thing I like to do with any new arenas is figure out kind of where do these arenas kind of fall into compared to past arenas. And if you had an opportunity to check out my arena preview for Nebula and Hawk, you know already how I feel about these. First of all, I think Hawk, obviously, when it comes to 4-star and 3-star feature arenas, you can fall in one of two types, new or old, because those based off of which one you fall into kind of shows what kind of results you can expect. And with Hawk, even though this is his first time showing in the arena, he is an old champ. He's been in the game for some time. A lot of folks have him. Some have him when he before the buff that he got from patch 12.0, where he really wasn't very useful. But after patch 12.0, he got a nice buff from Kabam, and now he's one of the better science champions. But he's still an old champ. But then when you look at the 4-star basic, there's either low interest, mid interest, or high interest. And when it comes to Nebula, even though there's some folks that really have really like her quite a bit, given her kind of unique gameplay, animations, etc., given that she has a lot of immunities, most folks though kind of think nah when it comes to her. So I think she's going to fall into kind of that mid range. So now that I've got these arenas kind of classified, then what I like to do is actually look at some past similar arenas. So we'll start first with the 4-star basic and look at some recent mid-tier results. So when X23, she had the first round cutoff all the way at the top 10% for 3.63. That was the lowest number you could get to actually get X23. Then when we look at the 11 to 25% tier, that was 1.65 million. Then when we jump over to the Angela, arena. She came in at 3 million at the top 10%, with the Shard tier coming in at 1.59 million. And then lastly, we recently had King Groot. He came in that first round cutoff at 2.5 million, with 11 to 25% coming in at 1.5 million. And again, these results are all for the veterans bracket, meaning your account has been open for 61 days or more. Now, when we jump over to the recent old tier, you can see with Crossbones, he came in at 8.7, with the top 10% at 4.4, and the 11% right around 1.92 million. And then Nightcrawler, he came in at 9.2 million, and then top 10% at 4.3, with 11% Shard tier coming in right around the same 1.92 million number. And then most recently, we have Thor, the old Thor, and introducing something we call Valor. And as you can see, because of the Valor introduction, even though Thor's pretty, I mean, he's decent. He's not great, but he probably doesn't have as much utility as Nightcrawler. His cutoff went even an extra million up to 10.1, and that was primarily driven by Valor, I suspect, with the top 10%. And you can see that jump there to 4.56. And then we've even seen a jump at the 11% Shard tier, where those are going well over 2 million, getting closer now to that other milestone at 2.5 million. So what does and these are the again, these are results for recent similar arenas in the veterans bracket. Now, given that there's some some fluctuation, if you will, between all these results, I asked the community, I ask you, what do you think? Where do you think the 4-star feature and Nebula's 4-star basic arena will end? Starting first with the first 4-star feature Hulk arena, you can see that after 260 votes, thank you everybody who took the time to vote, you can see that over half of the 200 votes feel that he will be in that 10 million to 11 million range. So more than Thor, but not significantly more. But the other half felt that he'd be more than 11 million, with those split between 11 to 12 million and 12 million plus. And you can see the Stifle here, one of his comments, and thank you to those who left the comments. He thinks 12 million plus, quite simply, Hulk Smash and plus Valor. Hulk Smash, as you know, is one of the things that make him really great. He's also got the stun possibility at the end of his specials. I mean, there's just a lot of things that have been improved with Hulk after patch 12.0, Hulk Smash being one of them. And as you can see, Stifle definitely thinks, plus with the Valor coming into play, this will drive him over that 12 million cutoff. But Smurshroom here thinks that he will fall into 10 million to 11 million. But while that's that's one of the things for the 4-star Hulk, this person brings up a good point around the 3-star feature, and they think it will actually be higher than usual, since this is the first time Hulk's been available generally for anyone who's joined post patch 12.0. Remember, Hulk isn't available in the 3-star crystal, so this is an opportunity for somebody who wants the 3-star to go out to grab him. And again, I think it will drive it, and I agree with Smarshroom here that I think it will drive it up a little bit, but not significantly, not like a new champ or anything like that. And then we come to the 4-star basic with the options there. And most folks, over 50%, 56% to be exact. And thank you everyone who took the time to vote. The 230 votes there. Thank you very much. 2.5 to 3 million. 56% of you felt that that's where Nebula is going to land, with the rest feeling it'll be 3 million plus, with 33% in that 3 million to 3.5. So in general, most if you add the two mid-tier results at 2.5 to the 3.5, that's pretty much the majority of the folks that vote. Only roughly 10%, 11% to be exact, feel that she's going to be getting closer to that high tier interest, kind of Dormammu being the floor there with the 4 million. Only 11% feel that. So she's definitely squarely fitting within the mid-tier area, with most feeling that should be closer to that Angela kind of or King Group zone. And Mr. Domingo, I mean, just doesn't feel she's good enough to push much past 3 million with Valor. So here's a good point around Valor's impact on the 4-star basic. But he still, or he or she still has Nebula coming in at 2.5 to 3 million. And then Surya here just says, for those, for that, for the higher end there, because she's amazing. And that's true. She has a lot of, she's resistant to a number of things. She has some unique gameplay, can apply shock, that kind of thing. So she's a decent utility champ, but all in all, she might be closer to that 3 million. So with the input of the community and looking at past arenas, even in some now that are impacted by Valor, here are what I think the round one predictions will look like based off of these trends. Top 800 for the 4-star feature, all the way here on the left with Hulk, I think will come in at 12.2 million. So I think he will be higher than 11 million. I think it'll drive it up a little bit. I think Valor is going to be an element here. Hulk's first appearance in the arena, even though many folks may have him, he becomes really valuable once awakened. So I think a lot of people who can go in and get him awakened will, plus try to get that Valor. Top 10% coming in at 4.7 million, and we'll see that 11% come in at 2.5 million. Now we jump over here to the 4-star basic. I think Nebula will be just above Angela at 3.2 million. I think it's right around that Angela. The cutoff, I think, is a good place to look at it. Angela's probably a little bit better champ, but I think there's a little bit more love with Nebula around the Guardians of the Galaxy and some other elements. There's just some of the general feedback for those who didn't think she would be on the lower end, who thought on the higher end. There just is to be a little stronger reaction with her, stronger interest. So I think that's going to drive it up to that 3.2 million, with 11 to 25 being at 1.6 million. And lastly, when we look at the 3-star feature, I think, again, this number would right around be 670, 680, maybe all the way to 700. I think at this time it's going to go a little bit higher to 850, just because this will be the first time for many to get Hulk as a 3-star, with 11 to 25% coming in at 475,000. And again, these predictions are for the veterans bracket, meaning your account's been open for 61 days plus. Now, again, these are just predictions based off of the trends, based on the community input. If these are the predictions, what I always like to do is give a grind target, which is slightly above, basically a buff on top of the predictions, just to make sure if the predictions are dead on, as sometimes they can be, you never want to be on the downside of where these results just come in at, because that means you don't get the champ. So if you put a little extra in on top of that grind target, then you got a better chance on getting that champ. So yeah, it's true. Sometimes you may put a little bit more extra grinding, but hey, who doesn't need more arena chips, right? So to get the more arena chips, plus you'll guarantee get that chance, especially if you're going to do any grinding for that 4-star Hulk and you don't have the best 5-star loaded roster yet. You don't want to get all the way up to 12 million and find out he was 12.5 or something like that. So that's why I set his grind target at 13 million, or all the way over here to the left. Top 10%, 4.8 million. And I think these are important ones to keep in mind, with the Valor ingredient included this time as well, with the 11% shard tier coming in at 2.6 million. Then we jump over to the 4-star basic. I think that 3.4 is a good target to get her at the top 10%, with the shard tier 11 to 25% at 1.7 million. And lastly, if you really want to make sure you get that 3-star Hulk, go to 900,000. If you're just after those shards, that top shard tier, go to 500,000. Again, these grind targets, as well as round one predictions, are for the veterans bracket. When it comes to the beginner and intermediate bracket, meaning your account's been open either 1 to 30 days or 31 to 60 days for intermediate. Don't have a lot of results to base off of, so going in also some anecdotal feedback from the community, as well as my own recent experiences over this late summer, as I had my newer crafter grinding account going through their 3-star feature. Can roughly be in the ballpark around 245,000. The 4-star basic at 1 million. 4-star feature around 1 million. Again, these are just rough ballparks, so if you really want them, I'd put even extra buffer on these. Intermediate bracket, 3-star feature around 650,000, 4-star basic at 1.1 million, and the 4-star feature at 1.5 million. Again, just rough estimates, and even for these grind targets and predictions, the round one predictions, this is best based off of past results and some input from the some feedback from the community. Keep in mind, past results do not guarantee future results. So this is just to try to, these numbers are just, and predictions are here to give us an idea based off of things, how things played out in the past. So hopefully you grind to where you can to get the champ that you're after, and you have some good luck on that. These are my thoughts anyway. Would love to hear your thoughts or any questions you have. Throw them on down in the comment section. We can talk about them there. If you like this video and others that I have on the channel, would really appreciate a subscribe. And if you like this video in particular, would really appreciate you hitting that thumbs up button. Other than that, thanks a lot for stopping by and have a great day.